Okay, so I'm going to make, this is the Betty Crocker banana nut muffin mix. Got it at Dollar Tree. All you have to do is you can add water. I added milk, which I got from the Dollar Tree. By the way, if you ever seen the Dollar Tree milk, it sits on the shelf. It's called Colsner Foods. You can get, I get both the whole milk and then the 1%. Oh, and then what's cool is this stuff. Oh, here's 2%. They have 1% too. And they have almond milk too. So it's Colsner Foods. They've been around a long time. So anyway, I keep it in the refrigerator. And it's, but you can buy Dollar Tree. And then I got the mix and I added my own. Like I bought these at Ollie's. These are the diamond and there's they're finely diced, and these were $2.79. Look at how cheap that is, Ollie's. And then, of course, I'm adding the secret ingredient, marijuana, THC. That's the secret ingredient. That, kids, is what makes that even more delicious. Oh, by the way, too, I took a banana and let it ripen. So, and by the way, you're gonna love this. This is nostalgia. This was my mom's. Look at this thing. It's a JC Penney's 5-speed mixer. This thing, it was from the 70s, never been repaired, works great, detachable. Mom would be so proud of her son. So I'm going to let this marinate. Going to put the weed in. I'm going to let it sit overnight so it really soaks in the weed, the THC. I'm going to put it in a loaf, which I bought the loaf container, the loaf tin can at Dollar Tree. See, Dollar Tree, promote me, hire me. So then I'm going to bake that tomorrow morning and have a loaf, slice up the loaf, and then be able to sell each slice. I'm going to take it to my two weed stores, or smoke stores. They don't like to be called weed stores. I'm going to take it to them and have them sell it, and I'll make a profit. By the way, today marks a very big day for me. What you talking about, Willis? You know, after 27, well, I stopped working in IT really since 2019. And if you know my story, my other video, how crazy 2019 and then 2020 with COVID and losing my sister and all that, it's been very life-changing for me. So coming back here, my whole new life, the angel number 333, and the other number 420, which has followed me at the same time, because those two numbers showed up in my life in 2018, not knowing in 2019 I go down financial rabbit hole, but yeah, come back out of it. And so now I am working for myself, and I have officially established an account on Square Up. I have a credit card business. I've become an entrepreneur myself. I no longer want to work in IT. I'm done. Burn out. Everybody wants manual, but back then they wanted automation. No, you recruitment world. Boink. So anyway, everyone wants manual, and I get job offers all the time, and I'm like, nah, I'm done. John Harder, now officially today, JTH Enterprises is Christian. Let's christen it. Some wine. Let's have some gung 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 gung. So anyway, here is to JTH Enterprises. What are you talking about, Willis? I officially start my new business as of today. I'm going to make some really good money. I made a business establishment with a place up in Dade City. I won't talk about it now. I'll do future videos where I will make 100% of my profits from my sales. And what those sales are, I'll let you know. But yeah, I started seeing it when I came back here. Like, I actually started seeing this reinvention of myself last year. Because if you think about it, I wasn't working. I took care of my sister. You know, Mary passed away on July 2nd. And then I had to take care of her estate, helping my brother with it. Because he didn't know how to handle. He doesn't even know Excel. The loser. Doesn't even know how. He doesn't even work in a Windows operating system. Doesn't even have a laptop. All he has is a phone. And he, forget it. My brother, he's just... So anyway, I had all this time on my hand last year to really think about coming back to St. Pete, and I knew I'd be a different version of myself, a 2.0. And I love this 2.0. It's been really spiritual, reawakening, and I love it. I love my new life. I mean, granted, I had gallstones, which allowed me to lose over 25 pounds. So, hey, you know, I'm keeping this body I had in my 30s. So physically, I'm doing good. Now I got to deal with arthritis. Because when I was up in Brooklyn, beginning of July, I went to New York for the New York Pride Parade. And then I ended up spending a night in Brooklyn. I had a pinched nerve on my left side and was like, what the hell, man? I haven't had a pinched nerve in like 10 years. And they're horrible if you've had pinched nerves. And this was right in my abdomen area. So I went to the emergency room at 11 o'clock at night. I said to them, take me to the nicest hospital. They took me to this nice Jewish hospital. I got to write a review because everyone was sweet. They had me there from like 11:30 at night till 5:30 in the morning running all these tests. They were the sweetest staff. In fact, Gloria, she's now watches my YouTube channel, sweetheart. And the doctors are so nice, and they come to me and they say, Mr. Harder, you're in the best shape. Well, what the hell's the pain? And they go, you got arthritis. I'm like, ugh. And I have a flashback, throwback Thursday, to when I was 35 years old. And I had my first pinched nerve on my right side, and it was the worst. And it wouldn't go away for weeks, and I got an MRI. And the doctor at that time comes in and says, well, for a 35-year-old man, you got an 85-year-old man's back. I'm like, well, fuck you. So anyway, he showed me the very beginnings on my spine, arthritic spurs. So people, you might look good on the outside, but get an x-ray on the inside, especially your spinal area. And so now I got to deal with arthritis, which I can handle because it's not cancer. I'm healthy. You know, I try to, you know, live a good lifestyle. You know, after losing my two sisters to cancer, I mean, Kathy died at 53. She never made it to retirement. 9 years of battling that frickin' ovarian cancer, thinking she was in and out of, you know, she had these remissions and it looked hopeful. It just sucked losing her. But she was the middle child. And then losing Mary last year. So I don't have my two sisters anymore, and I was really close with them. I don't talk to my older brother in New York. We're done. I just have no relationship with him. He deserted the family and went to left Fort Lauderdale in 74, 75, I don't know, and never came back. Yeah, he chose to go to New York, and he's in New York, and he bitches and complains. Well, fuck, you should have stayed in Florida. You know, we all stayed in Florida. I mean, Kathy moved to New York for a while, met her, you know, got married, had a son up there in Long Island, but then she came back. But, yeah. So, you know, all I'm saying is, you know what? You got to be happy. Look for your signs. If you see a 3-digit number, especially like 333, like I did or do still, look at to be an angel number. Look up angel numbers because they start with 111, 222, 444. But if you see a number that just keeps popping up, a 3-digit number, investigate it, research it, go to the internet, search on it. Like, why do you see this odd number that keeps showing up? And like for me, again, it was 2018, and then how 420 came into. I was so amazed about how Colorado legalized marijuana. So, you know, I bought a book called Weed the People, and I bought it at Barnes & Noble, and I stopped at Wawa to get a sandwich, and my kiosk number was 420. I mean, dude. So I slapped it in the book. It's still in the book. And what now is on Dice, I have search engines for cannabis jobs. So I'm going to get a part-time job eventually working in a cannabis store. I want to learn everything about the industry. And maybe one day there'll be JTH. I'll be growing marijuana. Legalized marijuana. Who knows? But I'm done with IT. You know, it was a great run. But 26 years, 1994 I started? I'm done. Stick a fork. Boom. I'm loving my life now. I love my life. I'm very happy. I've actually, not to get too TMI, but I've been exploring my sexuality even further. For many years I identified as gay, but I had sex with women, and those friends of mine that knew me back in the 80s when I was dating, in relationships with women. I had sex with women in my 20s, but the last time I had sex with a woman lately I've had sex with women. But I have to share this because it was really a very nice evening. But I had my first sexual relationship with a female to male transgender person. And it was beautiful. A 24-year-old man, because that's what he identifies as a man, male. And it was beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm glad that I can be fluid with my sexuality. In fact, I don't even have a certain type regarding men or women. Like, I'll share this funny story. When John and I split in Orlando, and he moved out of the house, I don't know why he moved out of the house, he was dramatic. I actually started to enjoy myself. So I met a lot of nice men in my last month in Orlando. And I met black guys, Indian, Asian, Filipino, Russian. I don't have a particular type. To me, it's how I connect with each person. It's the same with my friends. I have a mix of friends. You know, it's the way I've been. I just have always been open about my connections with people. And what's so sad is people that limited themselves to, like, I know a gay guy, I met a gay guy years ago. He doesn't like straight people. How do you not like straight people? I mean, your parents were straight. I don't get that theory or ideology, whatever. Anyway, so I'm really, at 59, I'm really enjoying my life, and I'm just telling you out there, find your numbers, look for your signs, and just enjoy, and find what works for you, because COVID changed everything. I mean, if you lost someone to COVID, it's one thing to have cancer, because we don't have a vaccination to cure cancer. It's going to be with us for the rest of our eternity. But COVID, people shouldn't have died from COVID, or the effects of COVID. Imagine if this was HIV. Now, HIV destroys your immune system. What if COVID destroyed your immune system? We'd be in a much worse shape than we are people. So take into consideration that HIV only affected a certain select of the community. If we get another HIV that can't be controlled like HIV is controlled today, or my theory is, look to the book, The Andromeda Strain, a virus from outer space. I think that's what took out the dinosaurs. The meteorite that landed had a virus on it. If Elon Musk's roadster, whatever he sent up there, comes crashing down and doesn't disintegrate and come into orbit and lands in somebody's backyard, look out, people! We're in for a shitload of problems. CDC, do you have a vaccination for an ET virus? I don't think so. All right, chill. I'm looking forward to baking some banana nut bread and getting a high contact high as I even bake it too. All right, folks, take care. Be safe. That looks delicious.